All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to class. This is LIT 304, Modern African Drama. My name is Dr. Ayo Etim. I am co-teaching the course with Dr. Micah Asukwo. Modern African Drama aims at exposing the students to the drama practices in Africa, and that is why in the course of this course we will introduce you to dramatic practices in all regions of Africa: West Africa, North Africa, East Africa, South Africa. And in doing that, we will point out the issues that affect the drama practices in these regions, the themes they are preoccupied with, their techniques and style of presentation. The course outline has been sent out and the topics have been assigned to their respective lecturers, and you're supposed to read ahead of time. I am to introduce the course, and the introductory issues include the definition of drama, types of drama and theater, elements of drama, origins of drama in African and Western tradition. And that is what we will try to do today. At least we'll take a part of it. When it comes to the introductory issues in drama, I believe that you must have had an experience with it, but since this is perhaps the last time you've been introduced to drama, we need to look at these issues all over again. Because if you miss anything, then it might mean that you have to do the exploration on your own. Of course, the idea of exposing you to the tools in drama is to equip you with the requisite skills to enable you continue your research and learning on your own as you go. Because at the point you need to be capable of independent research and not always wait to be spoon-fed. And for those of you who go on to do postgraduate studies, like master's and PhD programs in the discipline, that is where independent research will come in. You at that point will be expected to go and gather ideas on your own and report, instead of waiting for the lecturer to tell you everything. So take note of that. All these things that are being said today are meant to prepare you for a time when you'll be in the or your situation in research. That is on your own as the or your situation in research. So what is drama? Drama is one of the three genres of literature. We define drama as one of the three genres of literature: written in dialogue and conventionally organized in acts and scenes, meant primarily to be acted on the stage. I'll take that again. Drama is one of the three genres of literature, conventionally organized in acts and scenes, and is primarily meant to be acted on the stage. That is the formal definition of drama, meaning that when you go by those features described in the definition, you can identify drama and distinguish it from the other genres of literature, say poetry, say prose. And so, you come across dialogue, you come across acts and scenes, although not all drama types now, not all drama texts now are organized in acts and scenes. There are other creative ways of doing that. It is still the same thing, it's just some level of difference. Drama is meant to be acted. Drama comes alive when it is performed. So drama depicts human nature. Drama captures human nature in human society. The whole essence of drama is the dramatization of human nature. Drama mirrors the world in which we live. Our experiences, our struggles, our tears, our laughter, our triumphs, our successes, and even our failures. So when you read a work of drama, you are actually encountering the human experience. You are actually encountering the human character. When you read drama, when you study drama, when you encounter drama, you are directly being exposed to the possible occurrences in the human world. So just like we have in other forms of literature, drama is mostly a human thing. It's a human phenomenon. It is not divorced from the human experience. Drama can never be divorced from the human experience or the human reality. So that is why it is difficult. That's why it is not difficult to study literature at all, because at the end of the day, we are dealing with our realities in the world. So in As You Like It, Shakespeare makes a statement that captures the whole essence of drama when he said, "All of the world's a stage, and all men and women merely players." All of the world's a stage, and all men and women merely players. So, the performance of drama is the enactment of the human action and human character. And so in that statement, Shakespeare reduces the entire world to a stage. And all of us in this world are characters, taking on roles, playing our roles. In that world, some are leaders, some are servants, some are presidents, some are governors, some are lawyers, some are doctors. Some are the good guys, some are the bad guys. Some are heroes, some are villains. That world, some are responsible, some are not. Some take actions that lead to the progress and development of society. Some take actions that lead to the underdevelopment of that society. Some build societies, some destroy that very action. Some are even drunkards and wife beaters. So it is easy for us to engage with drama because the dramatic experience is what we can identify with at any given time. Drama is never far away from our collective experience as members of society. And that is why we have the tendency to identify with the dramatic act at a given point in our dramatic experience. That is, at a particular point, we drop the illusion that, the psychological illusion that what is happening on the stage is drama. And we actually identify it as our lived reality. At a point in our experience of the dramatic act, we drop the illusion that what's happening on the stage is mere fiction and begin to identify with what is happening on the stage as our lived reality. Sometimes we even share the action with ourselves. When this happens, we call it suspension of disbelief. When this happens, we call it what? Suspension of disbelief. In suspension of disbelief, we stop thinking of what we experience in drama, in movies, as fiction, and begin to identify with the experience as reality, leading us to laugh and cry alongside the characters. Emeka Nwabueze, in a 2011 publication entitled Studies in Dramatic Literature, defines drama as a work of art which delineates human life and activity through the presentation of actions by means of dialogue between groups of characters. So, an examination of this definition reveals that the key elements in drama are present. The key elements in drama are present. For instance, drama is a work of art. Drama is a work of art, which means that drama is inspired by creativity and imagination. All works of art are inspired by creativity and imagination. It is an imagined human experience, which means it entails the dramatization of possible human realities, not the ones that actually happened. And drama is concerned with human life. Drama is concerned with human life, chiefly human concerns. Drama deals with chiefly human concerns. Said that. Even when the characters are animals, those animals are human beings. So, drama deals with human beings in human society. Then we have action. Action is a key element of drama. Action is a key element of drama. When we go on to discuss elements of drama, you will see that action is one of the important elements of drama. And by action, we mean the totality of the dramatic experience we have on the stage. When you put everything together, all the occurrences on the stage, that's action. The totality of the experience on the stage entails action. And apart from that, we also have dialogue in the definition. Dialogue is a key element of drama. Dialogue must be present in order for it to be drama. If dialogue is not there, then we doubt it is drama. except perhaps in mimes and pantomimes. So dialogue is a conversation between two or among characters, between two characters or among characters in the work of art. Dialogue is the conversation that takes place between two or more characters in drama. So the nature of drama is that the dramatist brings together a set of characters and makes them to converse with one another, and through that conversation, through that dialogue, a story is formed. The nature of drama is that the playwright brings a set of characters together and makes them to have conversations. And from that conversation, the story evolves. So when you read drama, you put together the story in the drama from the dialogue and actions of characters. In the drama, from the dialogue and actions of characters, we have the story, the drama. And finally, we have characters. You cannot have drama without characters. You cannot have drama without characters. Characters are the players. In Shakespeare's quotation, all of the world's a stage and all men and women merely players. The players there are actors. Actors are characters. Characters are those who take on roles. Characters are those who take on roles. But the character is not just the human person who takes on role. The character also refers to the moral constitution of the individual. And that's also very important in characterization. The moral constitution of the individual is also very important in characterization. The moral constitution of the individual. Is it a good guy or the bad guy? It's also very important in characterization. So someone can ask me, what's your character like? What kind of character is the person? It's not only talking about your person, how you dress, how you speak, but also how you behave. So we take that into consideration. Is it a drunkard or a responsible member of society? That's taken into consideration. So Marbury's definition of drama is quite classical because it contains most of the elements of a drama. Drama must be performed for it to come alive. Drama must be performed for it to come alive. When we do poetry, we say that poetry must be recited for it to come alive. So for drama, it has to be performed, it has to be acted on the stage for it to come alive. Please take note of that. But not all dramas should be performed. There are some plays that are written only to be read. There are some plays that are written only to be read, not to be performed, and we call them closet drama. Closet drama is meant to be read and not to be performed. An example is Odua Akpabio's Perfect Mother. An example of closet drama is Odua Akpabio's Perfect Mother. So the person who writes drama is the playwright. The person who writes drama is the playwright. Now the problem with this word is always the spelling. So I hope you get it right. The person who writes drama is the playwright. The term drama has a Greek origin. The term drama has a Greek origin in the word dran, which means to do or to act. Drama as a term is also synonymous with the word theater. Drama as a term is also synonymous with the word theater, which comes from the Greek word theatron, which means a singing place. Theater in that context is a place where plays are rehearsed and staged. Theater in that context is a place where plays are rehearsed and staged. Theater refers to the physical structure where plays or dramatic performances are staged. Theater can also refer to drama itself. Theater can also refer to drama itself. We can describe the theater as a live performance through a scripted play. We can describe theater as a live performance through a scripted play. For there to be performance, there has to be a script. It's that script that we refer to the drama text or the play text. Theater can also be used to refer to a particular type of drama or theater ideology or drama ideology. Theater can also be used to refer to a particular type of drama or the ideology behind the drama, like the absurdist theater, like the epic theater. We can go further and define drama as a genre of literature organized in acts and scenes and realized through dialogue, action, and stage direction. We can go further and define drama as a genre of literature organized in acts and scenes and realized through dialogue, action, and stage direction. Where stage direction refers to a set of instructions enclosed in brackets or square brackets intended to guide the actors and directors in the realization of the play. Where stage direction refers to a set of instructions enclosed in brackets or square brackets meant to guide and instruct actors and directors on how to realize the play and to act the play. In drama, action is the totality of the feelings, thoughts, and deeds of a character. In drama, action is the totality of the feelings, thoughts, and deeds of a character. The only key element of drama missing in the definition so far is conflict, and we need to draft it in because conflict is a key element of drama. Conflict is the basic stuff of drama. And as Judge Bernard Shaw says, without conflict, there is no drama. And conflict refers to the friction, the tension, and the force of opposition among characters and group of characters in drama or in any work of art. Conflict refers to the friction, the tension, and the force of opposition between characters or groups of characters in a work of drama or any work of art. It is from conflict in drama that we realize that life is not without its own conflicts. Human life is full of troubles, and there's no one on earth that's free or who is free from conflict. And when we go on to examine the elements of drama individually, we'll see how we cannot escape conflict in this world. Conflict is built into the very nature of the individual and the very nature of society, because where people live, there's bound to be opposition, because interests usually clash at some point. And even the individual himself has his own or her own conflicts. It's not until someone else opposes you, even within yourself, you have conflicts to negotiate. And that is very important for you to understand as a student of literature and as a practitioner of drama. Plays are usually classified based on duration and genre, or you could say subgenre. A full-length play lasts between 2 to 4 hours. That is when you are writing a play, you should pay attention. We've said that in creative writing classes, that when you are writing a full-length play, do not let it exceed 2 hours, 3 hours. Even when you go to the theater to see a movie, the movie has to be within that duration, otherwise it will be too long. 2 to 4 hours. For a full-length play, a short play should last between 20 minutes and an hour. A short play is a one-act play, which is also called playlet. Drama can also be classified into tragedy and comedy, where tragedy is a type of drama that is dominated by sorrowful action or sorrowful moods and atmosphere, and the actions of the characters result in disastrous consequences at the end of the play, making the play to have a sad and unhappy ending. In tragedy, the mood, the atmosphere is always sorrowful because of the presence of injustice or wickedness, and the actions of the characters usually result in disastrous consequences, making the play to have a sad or unhappy ending. The opposite holds true for comedy. The opposite holds true for comedy, because in comedy, the atmosphere is light. The atmosphere is light. In comedy, the atmosphere is light, in the sense that it is replete with humor. It is replete with humor. And at the end of the day, all the conflicts are amicably resolved, and the characters go home happy. In comedy, the mood is light, the mood is replete with humor, and whatever conflict we have in the drama is resolved at the end of the day, and everyone goes home happy. In between the two, you have tragicomedy. Between the two, you have tragicomedy. And in tragicomedy, we have the combination of the features of tragedy and comedy. In tragicomedy, we have the combination of the features of tragedy and comedy. The characterization is divided between the good guys and the bad guys. The characterization is divided between the good guys and the bad guys. And in the end, everyone is rewarded according to their deeds or actions. Everybody is rewarded according to their deeds or actions. That is, the good guys go home happy, the bad guys go home sad. Another key term that we need to note about drama are imitation and impersonation. Two key terms we need to note about drama are imitation and impersonation. You should note that it is only in drama that imitation and impersonation are legal. Everywhere else, they constitute criminal acts. It's only in drama that imitation and impersonation are legal. Everywhere else, they're considered criminal acts. Imitation is anchored on the ideology of literature itself, and it is based on the mimetic theory of literature. Imitation is based on the mimetic theory of literature. The idea that literature mirrors realities in the human world. Generally, we see literature as that which imitates human reality. So the theory that undergirds that is the mimetic theory of literature. It's the most enduring theory in literature because it started right from the classical period. So the imitation in drama is the imitation of human action, the imitation of human frailties, human weaknesses and strength, imitation of human character. In impersonation, we are talking about the nature of characterization itself, because the characters take on roles that are not their usual selves. In impersonation, the characters take on roles. So you could have someone whose name is God's will playing the role of Satan in drama. It's not as if it's Satan is taking on role. That's impersonation. It's impersonating Satan. In drama, that is legal. Outside drama, it is a criminal act to impersonate, especially in examination. So, in drama, the characters become someone else. Characters become someone else, rather than their usual self. Let us look at the difference between drama and the dramatic. Drama involves imitation and impersonation. The dramatic may have elements of drama like action, conflict, and dialogue without imitation and impersonation. That's the difference between drama and the dramatic. Drama involves imitation and impersonation, whereas the dramatic may have elements of drama like action, dialogue, and conflict without imitation and impersonation. We will sum our definition of drama by looking at what John Dryden has to say about drama. Of course, remember that Dryden is a key Restoration dramatist in English literature. He defines drama in these terms. He makes a thought about drama in these terms. Quote, "A play ought to be a just and lively image of human nature, reproducing the passions and humors and the changes of fortune to which it is subject for delight and instruction of mankind." I'll take that again. Dryden says that a play ought to be a just and lively image of human nature, reproducing the passions and humors and the changes of fortune to which it is subject for delight and instruction of mankind. So, a play ought to be a just and lively image of human nature. Simply leads us back to the mimetic theory of literature, which stipulates that a work of literature should mirror human life in society, human realities in human society. So, Dryden is subscribing to the mimetic theory of literature, that literature should reflect human nature in human society, reproducing the passions and humors and the changes of fortunes to which it is subject. In depicting human nature in human society, the play should dramatize the shades of human experience, human realities, including the excitements in human action, the wild nature of man, the mistakes that they make, the way they rush to take action or to do things. Drama should depict all the important moments of life, especially the happy ones and the sad ones, and the fact that nothing lasts forever. Someone can be happy today, tomorrow the person is sad. Someone can be rich today, tomorrow the person is poor. Someone can be poor today, tomorrow the person is rich. All the moments of human life should be captured in drama. Our weaknesses are foibles, our mistakes are our passions, our failures are successes. And all these shades of human experiences and actions are supposed to do what? Teach lessons. Okay? Supposed to entertain. Because the primary aim of literature is to entertain. That's delight. That's where the word delight comes from in the text, or in the text of the definition. For the delight and instruction of mankind. But entertainment, first of all. Because the primary role of literature, and of course drama, is that of entertainment. And then instruction is supposed to teach us lessons that we need to learn as we go on in life. That's what Dryden is attempting to tell us. So, let us look at the origin of drama in Western dramatic tradition. We also have the origin of drama in African tradition, so that the story can be balanced. So, for the Western tradition, drama began in the Greek classical period, in the 6th century BC. Drama began in the Greek classical period in the 6th century BC, when Thespis imitated the god Dionysus during a performance by the chorus. Thespis is known as the first actor and the first tragedian. Thespis is known as the first actor and the first tragedian. In Greek drama, the word for the actor is hypocrite. So the Greek ruler, Pisistratus, set up a dramatic contest as part of the Festival of Dionysus. The earliest known physical theater in the city of Dionysia is the Theater of Dionysus. It is where the festival was held in March every year. So we have the Theater of Dionysus, which is the earliest known physical theater in the city of Dionysia, where the festival was held in March every year. This actually promoted the flourishing of drama in Greece at the time. Then another contest known as the Lenae were later added to the festival, and it was held in March. The earliest Greek drama was performed basically by the chorus of 50 men. It was ritualistic in nature, and the 50-men chorus performed the dithyramb. The dithyramb was a wild choral hymn of ancient Greece dedicated to Dionysus, to the god Dionysus. The dithyramb was a wild choral hymn of ancient Greece dedicated to Dionysus. The chorus were mostly made up of 50 men and boys, and they were under the leadership of a person called the hexachon. The hexachon was the winner of the first theatrical contest held in Athens. So he's the leader of the dithyramb. Was no mean figure. The hexachon was the winner of the first theatrical contest held in Athens, or you can also call him the leader of the dithyramb. So how the first drama began was when Thespis stepped out of the chorus and began to make a speech mimicking the god Dionysus. How the first drama began was when Thespis stepped out of the circle of chorus and imitated in speech the god Dionysus. Remember, the chorus is a group of actors that sings before you can even see it as the song sung by the chorus. So, for years, the Greek ritualistic drama consisted mostly in the chorus singing in a circle to the god Dionysus. But drama began when Thespis stepped out of the circle and imitated the god Dionysus. So that was how drama began in the Greek tradition. Greek drama was mostly known as satyr plays. Greek drama was mostly known as the satyr play. It was a form of theater performance related to both comedy and tragedy. It preserves theatrical elements of dialogue, actors speaking in verse, a chorus that dances and sings, masks and costumes. The satyr plays were held in Athens. There were mostly comedies and tragedies. The satyr play consists of theatrical elements like dialogue, actors speaking in verse. The satyr play is mostly verse drama, where the dialogue sounds like poetry. A chorus that dances and sings, and it also involves masks and costumes. Satyr plays were written by tragedians, and satyr plays were performed in Dionysian festival following the performance of a group of 3 tragedies. The satyr plays were written by tragedians, and satyr plays were performed in Dionysian festival following the performance of a group of 3 tragedies. It has the chorus mostly made up of satyrs, part human, part animal figures, and their costumes that focus on the phallus as important sexual parts. And the language uses wordplay, that is pun, sexual innuendos, references to breast, farting, erections, and other references that do not occur in tragedy. The satyr plays had chorus made up of satyrs. Their costumes focus on the phallus. The language is punny, full of sexual innuendos, makes reference to sexual body parts and erection, and other references that do not occur in tragedy. So, when we meet again, we will look at the origin of drama in the African tradition, which really concerns us because this is modern African drama. And we believe that if you did introduction to drama, you will have come across a full depiction of Western drama. And so that is where a class comes full circle for today. And I thank you for your attendance and patience and commitment and participation. You have a very good morning.